Hedera Hbar. So this is what we are currently waiting for. We only have this one thing before we are able to basically go on to a larger scale. Now we're going to be having a look at a few different things in terms of why Hedera is much cheaper compared with Bitcoin, and also what Leemon Baird has said before in relation to our technology. And of course, we will be looking at the price action of both SourceSwap and Hedera today. So all I ask from you are two things, which is to smash that like button and to subscribe to the channel as well. Of course, do put down in the comment section below anything that you want to say. It is a Saturday today, so the weather is looking good so far. And actually, this may be my last video that I'll be posting until probably the end of next week, as I am going on holiday. So let's have a look at this first post that we have over here, and it's coming in from this conference that we had and in relation to Hedera. So we have that for most blockchains, even starting a conversation on how AI can live on chain is laughable. However, when you consider an effective DLT like Hedera, which can process up to 10,000 transactions per second, and do remember that this is the maximum amount of TPS, and sometimes it doesn't always actually work at 10,000 constantly, and effectively inscribe HCS1 files for pennies on the dollar, the ideas start to make sense. So we all know by now just how cheap Hedera is, the network, compared with other networks that we have in the crypto space. But let's actually just give you some figures, and goes to show how mind-blowing it is and why we would actually be seeing this one thing happening, right? Which is the mass adoption that I'm talking about.
When it comes to blockchain and AI, I think a lot of times there shouldn't even be a conversation of blockchain and AI because it's simply not feasible. You look at the scope of data required to run an AI, and it's hundreds of gigabytes, sometimes terabytes of data, and it's humongous compute requirements between GPU and memory that has to run. You look at a typical blockchain like Bitcoin, and it's simply impossible to imagine putting an entire AI model on Bitcoin. For example, to store 1 gigabyte of data on Bitcoin, it would cost you $1.5 million, just 1 gigabyte. Now, if we look at scalable hash graphs like Hedera as an alternative, you can actually put a whole gigabyte on Hedera for just $200. So that invites companies to actually think about oh wait, so if I want to open source my model and I want to open source the training parameters used for that model, I can actually feasibly do that, and it can be cheap to go and do something like that. So it invites to conversation that the solution with using blockchain and AI is a possibility. So then you start asking questions okay, I can put these things on chain. That means that we can verify them. So all of the challenges that we were just talking about a few minutes ago, there's a solution to them. Let's put the data on chain, and then let's test the outcomes of those models. Now that we're testing the outcomes, we can see, okay, this isn't working right. That's not working right. We can, for example, issue a governance token and have folks within the community vote on how they'd like to change that model so that it can get them a solution that makes more sense or less sense, depending on the outcome that you're looking for.
And this is the advantage that the Hedera network has over, of course, Bitcoin. You had them over there with the figures comparing the storage of 1 gigabyte of data. With Bitcoin, it's about 1 million or 1.5 million. Compared with Hedera, it's only $200. So it really goes to show that this is the one thing that we need for mass adoption. Businesses are obviously going to look at it from that cost-effective point of perspective or view, and they're going to say, yeah, we want the other network. Now, the only reason as to why we're probably not getting as much adoption as we are seeing with Hedera is because we are still pretty in the beginning stages, and we're still pretty small, right? I mean, certain companies are not actually looking into DLTs, and they're obviously looking at the bigger networks, for example, like your Bitcoin or Ethereum. So it goes to show that we will be seeing this breakthrough, but possibly we could actually be seeing it maybe down the line in roughly around about 2 or 3 years when we see more adoption from these big businesses. But as long as Hedera is able to keep on delivering, which it has done so far, I mean, we've seen some great numbers with the Hedera mainnet and also with the testnet as well. Don't forget that. I know that the testnet is not real world transactions. However, it goes to show that we are seeing more developers actually build on the testnet for their certain projects. And I think if we're able to deliver on that, then we should definitely see more mass adoption coming through. In terms of what Leemon Baird has said before, he spoke about the issues of galactic timekeeping in a video a few years ago, and that the hash graph algorithm works very well to give consensus timestamps that are reasonable even if the nodes are spread across the galaxy. And then he goes on to talk about how those on Earth that will be using UTC, those on the moon can use LTC, and those in other star systems can have their own systems. And compared to the other side of the galaxy, we will say that their clocks are running slower than ours, and they will say that our clocks are running slower than theirs. And we will disagree on the order of things happening in the universe, and according to special relativity, we're both right. But Hashgraph will actually be able to create a kind of universal clock with a guaranteed universal ordering of everything that happens, and it actually overcomes the problems of relativity for a galaxy-wide civilization. And actually just reading this post blows my mind. I mean, Leemon Baird is very knowledgeable, but when we're talking about this galactic timekeeping, it really goes to show that now we're moving away from not only what's happening on Earth, but also in the galaxy and other systems as well. So we have this post coming in from the Hbar Foundation talking about the Blade wallet. Now I know some people are not a fan of Blade wallet, they're actually a fan of other wallets, for example like Hashpack, but we have over here that the team at Blade wallet is at the heart of consumer engagement on Hedera. And of course, by providing a wallet as a service for enterprises and major applications, the team has scaled some of the largest teams in the ecosystem. And we have the 4 different verticals over here of the white label SDKs, Blade Launchpad, Blade Wallet, and also Blade Marketing. And of course, we've got Karate Combat. So the Karate Combat app was developed and launched using the Blade Wallet white label SDK solution. And this enabled Karate Combat to capitalize on Web3 for fan engagement, all contained within one app, amassing 400,000 new accounts in the first week. What a mind-blowing record, right? That's pretty good. And also we have Nada Slime World. So you'll see over here, it's play more, get stronger, and enjoy this charming NFT game. They leveraged Blade to create a deep link solution for single button onboarding from the Slime World app to the Blade wallet, and onboarding time was reduced to 2 to 3 minutes, conversion shot to over 70%, and over 200,000 plus new users were onboarded as a result. And of course, following through Diamond Standard, Blade Labs integrated Carrot into Blade Wallet for direct on ramping, and they further propelled market excitement through a QR code driven campaign on Blade Launchpad, distributing 5,000 Carrot tokens to users in under 12 hours. And of course, you can see over here that Blade have been able to scale many applications, so it is some pretty positive news. Now, if we actually start talking about the price action, so we do actually have a technical analysis coming in from Crypto Patel, and he says to buy at 0.0949, and then the target price is at 13 cents, 0.1329, and stop loss at 0.0806. Now we've definitely seen the price of HBAR actually go below the 8-cent level. So it goes to show that he's basically put the stop loss just up and above that. But we'll just take a look at the price. I just want to show you this event that's coming up. We have over here coming in from Hedera, the CBDC's commercial bank innovations, stablecoins, and the future monetary policy. We have this event coming in on the 11th of April, so that will be happening next week. I think roughly around about either the Wednesday, no, actually it'll be the Thursday. And we have WorldPay, so we have the speaker coming in over there, and of course this is going to be WorldPay, and that will be taking place in Paris. Now if we actually have a look at the price action of HBAR first, and then we'll look into Salsa Swap. So for the price of HBAR, we are currently trading at 10 cents, 0.106. So we're in the mid-range of 10 cents really. On the one-day chart, we are up by 3.1%, and for the 1 week, we are down by 8.8%. So we did start off the week at the mid-range of 11 cents, and actually we went to this high over here, just below 12 cents at 0.118. Now then we came down to 0.102 on the 3rd of April, and then we pretty much hit that price target again on the 5th of April. On the 1 month chart, we are down by 13%. I mean, if you have a look over here, we did start off the week pretty strong at 0.136. We actually hit that price target again. So on the 7th, we hit it, and then we hit it again on the 13th. We then came down by roughly around about 3 cents to 0.101 on the 19th of March, but we were able to come back up again by another 2 cents on the 26th of March. I want to see the price of HBAR coin be able to get back up to the mid-range of 11 cents first. Let's see if we can comfortably hit that. The price action for Source, we are currently trading at 0.129. We are up by 2.2% on the one-day chart. For the 24-hour volume, we are down by 26.61%, and we are trading at $1.55 million. So if we have a look at the 7-day chart, you'll see over here that we are down by 11.75%, and you can see that on the 31st of March we were trading at 0.1481, and then over here on the 4th of April at 0.124. So we're still not doing too bad really, because we are holding the line pretty much. I mean, if we do go to the upside, let's see if we can actually hit the 14-cent mark, but if not, then we could see more downside and potentially go towards the 10-cent range. Guys, if you want daily Hedera Hbar and Salsa swap news, subscribe to the channel and like the video as well.